we are starting. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, trust me, it was a bit hectic. I'm really, really happy that my chat is also saying that we have good sound. We have good picture. I even put your names correctly in all the frames. You look
Let's
amazing,
go.
everyone.
Nice.
Yes, especially people who wasn't sleeping properly. If you can see me, if you accidentally will check my stream, you will see that I'm in a shako. I'm also prepared. Who we have here? We have the wonderful team, Gymnasium, Lucky, and V-Truth, and together with Makalp, I hope I'm saying it correctly, they were pushing together as a team, and they were for really,
Yes.
really, yeah. And they were for
yeah.
really, really a long time. They were rank 1 on all four of them. They were rank 1 on the leaderboard. And we also have here absolutely amazing Baskinata, who is the German streamer, usually streaming in German. But today
Yes.
they agreed to join us and to speak English. He's the ultimate pusher. He is one of the best players that there is, one of the best players that was in Diablo 3, now in Diablo 4. And as far as I know, you're playing a sorceress. Oh my gosh, crazy person.
Yeah, I made a interesting decision to play solo self-owned sorceress, and yeah, it's
Where are you?
difficult.
Where are you right
I'm
now?
at level 56 right now, because also at the start I had terrible server problems. I
It's
was
in
in queue
Europe.
like
We
1
are,
or 2
yeah.
hours. Yeah, it was completely horrible. Then was very demotivated after this bad start. Yeah, but I try to keep up right now. Yeah, level 56 and trying to get used to sorcerers right now. I tried this before the season a little bit, but they changed so much stuff that I don't know how to play this class right now. I'm still testing stuff.
If who can figure this out, then you can figure this out. You're gonna find out. I'm wishing you gigantic luck that you're gonna bring this solo self-found sorceress to level 100.
Yeah.
Because I still believe, actually, on the leaderboard, on the sorceress leaderboard, you will be one of the first, if not the first, who will do it till level 100.
Yeah.
So, guys, beautiful team. What you're playing? What are your characters?
I'm a necromancer.
Yay!
Yeah, I play the rogue. You guys.
Yeah,
Gymnasium?
I'm playing Chain Lightning Sorcerers right now. I tried to get to some Frozen Orb build, maybe. I thought this interesting Malignant Heart where you get more projectiles the more mana you use. That's one of the whole reasons why I started playing Sorc this ladder. But yeah. Still trying to get it there.
I guess Gymnasium, what you're playing? I don't hear you, guys.
I think it's muted.
You're muted.
He's
Sorry, I
nervous.
was muted.
Sorry.
Classic Jim.
Yeah. I'm muted because I was laughing at kicking my teammate from the party. But yeah, I'm playing Pulverized Druid.
Okay. We're a serious podcast, we're like a serious podcast, so we did the introduction, and now the only thing that I'm gonna ask you is, what do you think about the stream just happened? What was this? How are you? Because I stopped listening after the phrase we're getting the extra stash tab. I went, that's it, we got this, we pretty much, what else do we need there? So, can you please tell me, what you're the most excited for, what you don't like? How was, anyway, like, just in general, how was this stream for you?
So I was talking about it with my chat. I think I was pretty excited for live patch readings going forward. I've been involved in a number of ARPGs in the past, and live patch readings are just a great moment for the community to kind of get together. And I think Blizzard is taking the feedback from the latest patch where they introduced a lot of nerfs, and it felt more of just a bulletin board post, and there wasn't really any conversation around it. And they're taking about a 180 and saying, we want to introduce these, but be more thoughtful about it. It's going to be a conversation. There's going to be a live chat involved. We're going to get a live feedback on our patch notes, maybe before they even get implemented. So I think that's just a good idea all around. I think it could be exciting for the community, and I think it could be good for both the gamers and the developers alike. So pretty excited about that.
I agree 1,000%. The amount of time that they said that they would start giving us, like a heads up on the patch notes, I think is a great step in the right direction. Keeping like just an open forum with the players through these campfire chats, I think is really fantastic. Utilizing them more and more, I think is only going to serve Diablo 4 in a very positive manner. So I'm really looking forward to all of that. And I'm like, if this is going to be the biggest patch that they're going to do for Diablo 4, and every single patch from now on is gonna give us an even bigger heads up from now on, those are both huge bonuses. I think little adjustments are probably going to serve in the future, but I understand where they were coming from with this original patch. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to all of what they were talking about regarding just player feedback, developer responses, stuff like that.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love the
There was one special thing I was always waiting for during the campfire chat. They talked about how we receive feedback, how they receive feedback from those big patches and those drastic changes. Why did they never talk about anything about a PTR like we got in Diablo 3 or Diablo 2 Resurrected, where we can test new patches and then give them feedback? Yeah,
because
they never talked about PTR.
I have a big concerns. I mean, they said we're gonna be giving the patch notes 1 week prior to the actually releasing the patch. No, okay, but yeah, that's not actual testing. Kinda, this is not actual PTR.
Yeah. I think with a good PTR, like they made in Diablo 3, where you can easily acquire items and very fast test endgame stuff and collect faster loot with increased loot chances and increased experience gained. So we can test stuff to the maximum. This will be much better. So they could instantly receive feedback based on our testing.
Yeah, I
In Diablo
think
3, this always worked.
yeah, that's a great point. I kind of thought they were going to touch on that too. When they didn't, I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll have time to theory craft, but it's not going to be tested. And I don't know. It kind of has been, I don't know. Like the more stuff that's been tested, it seems like the better it turns out. And the stuff that hasn't been tested ends up being like either broken or just unbalanced. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
yeah, I hope they do consider making a PTR because there's a lot of people that just enjoy testing stuff and figuring out things.
Yeah,
And
heroes, they are all here. Those
yeah, and
people.
getting things fixed for the season to be more of an even playing field rather than finding something that's broken.
I was thinking, my idea was that, I don't know, like you smart people maybe will correct me, that maybe with all of the hype, kind of the game is just released, we will introduce PTR, but we will introduce them a little bit later, starting from season like 3, 4 or something. We don't want to right now do the test server because of whatever reason. But I thought like maybe, yeah, the PTR will appear, but it will appear just a little bit later.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
that's probably a logical thing. I mean, look at a lot of games in the past. I mean, they don't immediately release with a PTR. Like, just
Exactly.
random example, like League of Legends didn't immediately release with a PTR. Diablo 2 didn't immediately release with a PTR. I mean, you can argue that like Diablo 2 Resurrected and Diablo 2 aren't the same and all that stuff, but like it's still the base game. And like there was no test server other than, just single player and people, sending in bug reports.
I have
So,
to disagree on that line a little bit because they already have these games out, so they already know like what's should be expected from a game like this. So excusing something that should already be in a game, I guess you're just saying that the game's been released too early. So
mm, I think PTR is a way to test balance after they've kind of established where they want the direction of the game to go. Not so much limit test, which is I think kind of the stage that they're in this like initial release of the game.
that's fair.
Absolutely perfect sense. What do you think about the Nightmare Dungeons? And this patch, the Nightmare Dungeons changes will be released. And again, the changes, guys, again, yeah, like I understood it correctly. My poor English language. We are doing Nightmare Dungeon 100 pretty much to be the difficulty of Nightmare Dungeon 70. Yeah?
Yeah, I think this was sort of in response to the nerfs that we got. Armor being one of the more prevalent topics when it came to the nerfs and not being able to survive. Well, where are you not able to survive? Really, there aren't that many challenging areas in the game, but as you scale up in the Nightmare Dungeons under the current system, they get incredibly, incredibly hard. So hard that without immense amounts of armor, almost every aspect that you possibly can, every affix in some sort of defensive category, you will just get one shot if you don't have them all. So I think, in response to the nerfs that they made to armor, they don't want this content that's actually impossible to do anymore in the current difficulty of Nightmare Dungeons. So it's just a response, and I think they are bringing it back down so that in the future that they can scale it back up, introduce the harder content that is more attuned to what we're used to now, but they'll bring with it more buffs, and people are excited about buffs. Don't get excited about nerfs. So you nerf it down, you bring the level down, then every future patch you buff and buff and buff and buff, and you have this cycle of excitement rather than disappointment, which is what we got this time. So we get one season of disappointment for many future seasons of excitement. I think is their goal.
But you're really, really super hardcore OP players. But for you, isn't it stealing the challenge? No, I mean, you were at like level 100, you defeated level 100 Nightmare boss, Nightmare Dungeon, and now it's like 70, 75. My chat is helping. So it's like 70, 75 now.
The Blizzard devs are not making games for us.
Yeah.
The Diablo 4 is not a game that's made to satisfy the top 0.1% of players. That not me, like you guys. But I don't think that that's in their interest. I think they want a game that's approachable by everyone, and people are going to see these level 100 dungeon clears and want to try to do them themselves, and they're going to be slamming their head against the wall and not having a good time with the game. I think it's been clear that Blizzard's trying to make a game for everyone, and whether you agree or disagree, if that's right, I think that's what their actions are showing. So,
What do you think, guys?
My biggest problem about when I talked about the changes of Nightmare Dungeons, I really like that they want to decrease the monster density. Monster density is always very great. I like the monster density in Greater Rifts in Diablo 3. But my biggest concern about this is the lag. They talked about that they want to change, I think, some technical stuff. But right now you got some builds that really are lagging the servers, like Arkler, Sorg. I think the Bloodlands, Necromancer in the past also let everything lag. And if you increase the density more, maybe we end up at the state of Diablo 3, where at the beginning of a season, when you push higher Greater Rifts, in this case, if you do high Nightmare Dungeons, with huge density and some certain builds, the servers will just lag out. I hope they prevent this problem. Yeah.
That's a good point. bringing
Everyone
up
is
like
happy.
lag
Everyone.
from density.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
Because we already have a very limited number of endgame activities to do. And I know that people like to say, "Oh, well, you guys like play the game all the time, and you're gonna get there, and you're not gonna have anything to do, and that's why you're complaining." I think a lot of people, well, like a surprising number of people, will get through the majority of the content of the game. It might take them, even if it takes them like slightly longer, uh, than the first person to reach level 100. Um, maybe it takes them another day. Maybe it takes them another week. The pet like this season is meant to be 12 weeks long, and I'm not certain that there's going to be enough content when you start removing like difficulty from the few endgame content like choices that we have. I would like more endgame content choices, and night like removing that amount of extra levels from Nightmare Dungeons that kind of makes me nervous about what we're trying to adjust here.
That's a good point. Because you do want to have challenges in your game, and if there's not something challenging you, it's not engaging you, and so you're losing interest. I think so. People have their goal of like beating these Nightmare 100 dungeons and making them easier to do. I think is going to lose the hardcore player base, like the not like hardcore players, but like the more diehard players. And the diehard players are a lot of like streamers that bring a lot of attention to your game. So I think you do need to have something for them.
When the streamers run out of content within your season, I think that starts to become an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Good way to put it, Jim.
Even I, who is, let's say, playing around level 70, but even for me, that was always like somewhere there is level 100 dungeon, which I will one day defeat. I will one day do something, I don't know, magical, get myself the gear, get myself the character, and I will defeat it. And so I am like, okay, we're nerfing it to level 75 even, let's say.
But Anna, what did it start out as, right? It started out as that tier 50 Greater Rift, right? And then it became a tier 75 Greater Rift that you achieved for, and then it was tier 100, and then it was tier 125, and then it was 150. So that's kind of, I think that's what they're setting themselves up for. It was a formula that worked in Diablo 3, and by modifying it now, they sort of set themselves up for that. I mean, it went up every season almost, or seemingly over the course of time. You would know better than me, but from what I recall, right, was that sort of how it ended up playing out for Greater Rifts?
The thing is, so Pasquinati can confirm
Yeah,
here, like elaborate here with Diablo 3.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it got increased over season and season with power creep, and with the season themes they're adding right now with the Malignant Hearts, they increasing our power. It's always getting easier to achieve new higher content. Like
Right,
higher
I agree. There's a lot to do with power creep.
Yeah, but with Diablo 4, we from the very beginning had the ultimate issue. With Diablo 3, when the game was released and when the Great Rifts were introduced, no one could do 150. No one. That was just impossible. It was something so far away ahead of you that you could just dream about this. Here, the game is released. Not everyone here, people who are present, could do immediately on the game release level 100. There is long term, there is no this kind of dream what you are, okay, what now, what you are chasing, what you're trying to achieve. And now we're even losing this. So now we're even, this level 100 is not the true level 100 what we had, now it's level 75. And but they said, I'm just concerned, I'm hopeful at the same time, because they said that they're adding new activity. Something will be added, not now, not in the next 2-3 weeks, but something will be added together with the leaderboard in season 3. So, but because there should be in the game, there should be the goal, there should be something for what you're going.
Yeah, I mean, we have like just sites tracking, or people tracking streamers, like leaderboards essentially going on right now. It's kind of funny that that's how we have to do it, because Blizzard didn't give us the Endgame tool to do it. Yeah, once again, like, I think where Blizzard will lack, like, the community makes up, and then that's amazing to see the community come together and do that.
Diablo 2 style.
Yeah, the community is awesome, but I think Blizzard still needs to add in these tools. Obviously, it's a little early into the game being out, but like, once again, they have other games that have these tools, so, or quality of life. So I think they can just look at their previous games and be like, we did it right here. Let's, take that and put it in.
We believe. Always hope and believe.
Yeah.
How are you going, guys? Where are you? What's your level?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, my life right now is D4. I'm level 75, going to 100.
No. Yeah, that's like, where are you? What is your level, guys?
Level 77 at the moment for season 1.
I'm just shy of 79.
Yeah, just
I'm like really, really. Honestly, after this dungeon, I'll probably be level 79.
Well, then I have a question. So, before this race started, we also had the other podcast. We had the rough expectations, how fast the race will go, how fast the people will start reaching level 100. We have right now, I guess, one person level 90. Something like this. Let me, guys, open also the leaderboard we have on Maxroll website. Now the race leaderboard, ! Race in my chat.
Yeah.
How do you think? So basically, yeah, how quick?
So the people that are level 90, I believe, were using the exploit, right?
Which one?
There
Carefully
was
listening.
there was a stronghold exploit that we knew of going into the season. We told Blizzard about it. They nerfed it, but they didn't like it's still an exploit, so it's still way too powerful of a leveling strategy. So, I mean,
Can
it's
you
not
tell what it is?
I think the
level 90 guys are legit.
yeah, those are the guys.
Okay.
Was it Mr.
League One.
Yeah, they're blasting. I mean,
they're blasting.
they have a
haven't
team
started.
with, from what I understand, I was getting some updates. They've got 2 necromancers that are just absolutely shredding nightmare dungeons. They're constantly running 10 levels over whatever their current level is, which is the maximum amount of XP bonus, I think, as of the latest XP changes that you can get. And they're just absolutely shredding. You would have to be, clearing just as fast, just as high a content, and I think some comps are just simply not able to keep up. I know ours sure wasn't, and it wasn't for a lack of trying, but their comps are great. They're really killing it, and they're looking like they're on pace to be those first 100s, and seemingly, all legit. There was this other method, but we ended up actually passing those guys that were just ringing the bell. So they kind of fell off on XP once they hit the 70s and stuff. But
I was actually talking to my chat about it. see when we kind of designed our comp, we kind of made, I want to say, like a Swiss Army knife that could adapt to almost any content situation that would have come up. But it wasn't. It was like a jack of all trades, master of none, wherein they hyper focused, found exactly what will work for what they found or thought was going to be the situation for this season, and they really interpreted it very well.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great way to put it. Also, like, we practiced the early game pretty well, and so we were, keeping up or ahead in the early game. But like, when it came to the later part of the game, we had not practiced. It showed. So it showed that they had practiced and we fell off.
Yeah, we have, guys, we surprisingly have on the leaderboard. Let me also show it for everyone. We have the sorceresses there. We have all the crying about the sorceress, and we have the sorceresses there.
The team of forward sorts.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Mr. Leguan right now is 92 with a necromancer, but number 2 is Frek Zabel. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. It is 83, so we have a gigantic place between. It's a sorcerer, and number 3 is Popos, is also with a sorcerer. Then there are rogues, then there are again necromancers, then there are again, oh, V2, by the way, V-Truth, you're rank 5, Lucky Lucianer, you're rank 7. We are going there, guys.
And we gotta, our team had to rest and recover. We're older. We have, families that we're taking care of. So we gotta make sure we're taking care of our health too.
Well, come on, guys. No, I saw that you were going pretty serious.
Oh, we are. Yeah, no, we're very serious. I fully expect us to finish in a reasonable time. Even if we don't win, I'm sure that like we're gonna push out till the
Reasonable
end.
time, it is today. How many hours?
I don't want to make any promises. It's gonna depend on
Killing
Go
us.
to the wall,
together.
Tax. So, exactly. Tell me. 5 hours, 3 minutes. I will be there.
Yes.
Well, they said they're adjusting XP.
I'll give you a
right?
call.
Yeah, can
I'll
I
give you a
wait till the density's updated on these
Yeah,
on these
we
nightmare
need to
times?
find out about the density, to be honest.
Biskinata, how are you planning? How is your assumptions?
Just tell me how the songs are playing that are on ring 2 or 3. I don't know. Yeah, right now I hope I get a Raiment of the Infinite. I think this is like one key item to really play a good Sorg, so you can pixel up enemies. Yeah, that's my biggest goal right now. And on the other side, I'm just watching how this whole race is going on different people. And for the first season right now, I played very, very chilled. And I'm planning to improve over the next few seasons, like in Diablo 2 Resurrected. But what I wanted to talk about, how are you guys feeling about the pace of this whole race and leveling up to level 100 compared to getting up to level 99 in Diablo 2 Resurrected with terror zones right now? Because I personally I like the pace of this terror zone leveling up to 99 Diablo 2 Resurrected much more, like taking 1 week instead of a few days.
I think level 100 in this game is a completely different animal than 99 in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Diablo 2 wasn't designed for you to chase 99. It was designed for you to fight the legions of hell and kill Baal. And you don't need to be level 99 for that. I believe this game, the intention behind level 100 was supposed to be a goal. and I don't know if Diablo 2 necessarily it was the goal to be level 99. Like,
I think when they introduced Terror Zone, I think they wanted to make this a goal by increasing,
Mhm.
introducing
Well, that
higher
was
level
already an
monsters.
established goal by the community at that point, though.
Yeah.
And it took a very long time, like prior to the terror zones. I don't know if you remember the chaos runs. We were joking about that not that long ago. It takes such a monumental effort without the terror zones, and I think what Blizzard's trying to do is make this end game top level like achievement to become something that's more reasonable for the a serious player to do, not someone that spends all their time, but somebody that takes the content seriously and wants to achieve it. They can set their mind to it and still live outside of just this game, you know. So I understand why they're doing it. But that wasn't really what your question was. Your question was, which do you prefer?
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I like the longer grind.
We
I'll
have
say that.
we have 2 for Diablo 2.
So for me, when it comes to, I guess, like the leveling difference, yeah, like I agree with V-Truth that they're drastically different. Getting level 100 in this game is definitely going to be part of like what you want to have your player base doing. One of the, I guess, cool things about Diablo 4 compared to Diablo 2 is that leveling in a group is actually beneficial, whereas leveling in a group in D2, it's like, oh, I want you in my game, but I don't want to level with you. So it's got like this weird, I don't know. There's like a detachment there of like playing with people, but not actually playing with them. And
Best.
I don't think it's a good. I don't know. It's not. They'd have to rework the XP system to like where it's not so punishing for playing with other players. In Diablo 2 for that to actually become a thing. I think the Terror Zones were a great addition to the game for people that want to push 99. But yeah, I think it's still lacking that team aspect. So that's where I'm at with the 2 games.
But what do you want? You would
What
prefer? What would
what
you
would I
prefer?
want? I prefer playing with a team. So I prefer Diablo 4 leveling to Diablo 2's.
Like it? Так, so we have 2 D2,
Yeah,
1
so I'm actually
D4.
surprised to hear Jim say that, but I also would actually agree that I do prefer Diablo 4s, and it's for a reason that Baskinator kind of alluded to, and it's a sprint, not a marathon. It's hard for me to commit long hours to a race like that, and achieving the first 99 is something that I've considered to be completely unattainable in Diablo 2 for me, because I simply don't have 100 hours to commit right at the start of a season and go minimal sleep. But I like to play the game very efficiently in the short time that I do have to play. So something like a 2-day race is something that's much more manageable for me to achieve. Now, the content that we're actually doing, maybe that's where I might prefer Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is my favorite game ever made, and I love what I've seen so far in Diablo 4. This isn't content wise that I'm choosing Diablo 2, but I think it's more of the parameters around these races that you've proposed that I prefer the Diablo 4 format, where right it's more of a sprint, not a marathon. Very efficient play in a short period of time will get you in the lead, and careful planning like we did and got us out in front at the start. And I think if we took our notes back and we ran it back for season 2, we'd have some changes to make, and I think we'd be right there in it. But I don't think I would be able to do something like that in Diablo 2. I've only ever, helped out. I've never been kind of one of those people that's really been trying to get that 99 myself, because it's too much for me.
Wonderful. To Diablo 2, to Diablo 4, I'm deciding. Guys, from a perspective of a casual player, obviously Diablo 4 has big benefit. It looks absolutely, in Diablo 2, it looks absolutely unachievable, or even if achievable, then it's if you are not doing like a week, you don't have any life and you don't have any sleep, pretty much. Then it would take you months of grinding in a team and 8 players team. No, from the perspective that you need, from the casual point of view, it's pretty much unachievable. Here, you feel that 100 you can do it. You can do it definitely. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're not gonna be in the first 3 days. This is really unhealthy. And from a point of view of a fitness trainer, this is really unhealthy. No one should do this. No one should play so many hours straight. You should stand up and stretch. But yeah, okay. So basically, Diablo 4 seems to be way more new player friendly, even though hardcore pushers don't like when I'm saying something like this. But well, this race seems to be something that even the casual player can chase, can hope to get at some point. And plus, by the way, guys, planning with 4 people is way easier than planning with 8. Planning with 4 people for 3 days. Yeah, you can manage for 3 or 4 days. It's something that you can do.
Yeah. That was another thing I guess I didn't touch on, was planning with 8 people is really difficult. I
Jim
put
could tell you all
together
about that.
I put together quite a few attempts at speedrunning 8-man runs, and we've done a lot, to be fair, but we've done a lot over the course of 5 years. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of time to commit for it, and getting 8 people's schedules together is pretty insane. But then at the end of trying to push to 100, it's okay, only one of those 8 can be the first 100, or sorry, first 99 in D2. Sorry, I'm trying to level to 100 right now. Getting distracted. But yeah, you just have these this, like I said, this disconnect that feels really bad when doing the level 1 or level 99 push in D2. Chaos runs were a thing in the season 1. People didn't like that we did them, but it was the most efficient way of doing leveling, and I think it was a unhealthy part of the game. So that is why they did add the terror zones, but still didn't fix the problem of the group play for me. So that's I guess the reasoning behind Lucky, why I said leveling in D4 is more enjoyable. Now
Nice.
I think the beginning part of D2 is more enjoyable, if you talk about the beginning part.
I mean, I think getting to 100 in Diablo 2 is akin to getting to Nightmare Dungeon 100 in Diablo 4. It's that unachievable thing within the season that only a couple really intense players that are diehard, that really put in a lot of hours, or get very lucky with some sort of situation that they're placed in, that are really going to accomplish, as opposed to leveling in the 2 games are completely different animals.
For completely different audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, we have 56 plus player, we have 70 plus players. At this point, what is your strategy? Nightmare Dungeons non-stop.
It seems to be the best strategy. Um, yeah, they buffed Nightmare Dungeons so much. There are like it was already dungeon spams at launch, and now they've buffed Nightmare Dungeons to like be this massive XP bonus. And there's already dungeons that are like comparable. I guess the Champion's Demise not quite as good, but for group play. And yeah, just getting a massive XP bump at the end of completing these is I guess just gonna make it faster and better to do Nightmare Dungeons.
Yep. But guys,
Yeah.
I believe right now the whole leaderboard is doing Nightmare Dungeons. Absolutely non-stop. Just Nightmare Dungeons all the time. From a perspective, from a casual player, how you're not going nuts? What is helping to maintain this mindset of like repeating the Nightmare Dungeons all the time? Is it easier again in Diablo 4, or was it easier to do the terror zones in Diablo 2, or was it easier to do the Great Rifts in Diablo 3? In terms of this, you are grinding the XP. You just need to reach you just need XP.
Well, Anna, you got to remember in Diablo 2, we're coming from a world where a lot of us have grinded out Mephisto runs for 8 hours a day, just trying to get loot.
Oh, I need
So
this. What are you drinking with there? Yeah.
that's a Red Bull. I'm not sponsored.
No, you have there's something in your Red Bulls, something else.
Yeah, from a perspective of someone who farmed a lot of Paragon in Diablo 3, like a few thousands every season, doing speed greater rifts, in my opinion, felt a little bit more comfortable than doing Nightmare Dungeons all over. Yeah, because you had those fixed constellations in Diablo 3 over a few years that you got used to. But then also the different this exciting moment, like you open a Greater Rift and you get a different map and mob type and different pylons always. Nightmare Dungeons are so, you know what you're doing. You're doing this Nightmare Dungeon, like you know the monsters and the map, and it's not that exciting like running a randomized dungeon type like Greater Rifts in Diablo 3. I enjoyed this more.
I can confirm, by the way, as a person who played a lot Diablo 3, I don't know, I can't specifically even say why, but in Diablo 3, even though this is so ridiculous, this is the same Great Rifts, but they felt anyway different than the Nightmare Dungeons. If you're doing the same Nightmare Dungeon all over again, then, no, like, the events are happening, you have always the same things. So,
Yeah.
From the Diablo 3, definitely somehow the Nightmare, no, somehow the Greater Rifts are more enjoyable. But yeah, from the Diablo 2 point of view, I believe. How are you guys? How are you in the Nightmare Dungeons?
Well, you gotta think before even terror zones were introduced.
Yeah,
if you
I
were
know
grinding
those
to
times.
99, it was bell runs, right?
Mhm.
And Diablo 2 players are very used to grinding the same thing over and over and over again. Like
I was not.
B-Truth was saying, Mephisto runs. I mean, you know, but it was always centered around the reward at the end of whatever you were running. At the end of every Mephisto run, you could have such an amazing reward that made it all worth it, that made the previous 500 runs you
10,000.
did worth it. Yeah, just for that one possibility. The thing that we don't have in Nightmare Dungeons is that same reward. I don't feel it, at least. And I think if you want to recreate that same experience and have such repeatable content, then that reward needs to be there, and it's just not. Especially when we're talking about pushing these late Nightmare Dungeons. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I don't see the incentive of pushing past these Nightmare Dungeons other than saying that you did it. Like, at least in Diablo 3, and the higher you push in a greater rift, you would get a lot more legendaries that would rain down when you were done, when you were at the end. Maybe when you're in the lower greater rifts, you'd get 3, but in the higher greater rifts, you'd get maybe 10, 12. There was increasing rewards for completing these greater challenges, and it just doesn't exist right now. And I was grateful to hear them actually bring that up. I think in the call today, I think they might have touched upon it a little, and they want to kind of rework that system, but it doesn't exist right now, so it's a little hard to keep the motivation going outside of just experience glyphs and that sort. The incentive to grind those hard nightmare dungeons is not there because they're difficult, and I don't really want to put myself through it unless it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. So that's kind of how I feel about them right now.
There is no. By the way, even from my perspective, and I played Diablo 2 before the Terror Zones were introduced, but for me the game was over at level 92. My final level was 92. You achieved level 92. You win the game. That's okay. You can start a different character. That was perfect. But still, this feeling of chasing that you can, it can drop. The first bear you will never forget. The first jar you will never forget. Just because this was something special. Here, even though we have Shaco, I am in the Shaco already, we don't have this. I know that I'm doing at my dungeon. I will not get a Shaco. I will not get it. No matter. There is this chance, there is the ultimate chance that Shaco will drop at some point, but still, statistically speaking, I am really, really not sure. And today, the question was asked during this campfire that is there even the point to how the person phrased that? Is that the point to spend the resources on pretty much not existing uniques, Uber uniques, just because, well, come on, you just will never get it. And this is still in the feeling. This is absolutely still in the feeling.
I want to give credit to Adam for picking these questions out. I thought he picked great questions that weren't just easy softball questions for Blizzard to answer and just kind of cover up the issue. He picked really good questions, and this was one of them, where they talked about the statistical insignificance of these really cool, what they call chase items that really you have a better chance of winning the lottery at ever finding. And it was reassuring to hear again that they have plans for them in the future, and they'll become more available, they expect. And they had mentioned previously, they didn't say it on the call today, but they had mentioned previously that it's much easier to add more into the game than have it be overtuned at the start and take it out. And I'm not excusing the current drop rates, but I've been a part of, and we've all been a part of enough ARPG launches where things go wrong, items get out to the community that shouldn't have, and then you have to try to get them back, and this whole fiasco. I think they erred on the safe side, and they clearly have plans for them in the future, which Joe mentioned briefly but couldn't expand on. So I'm excited to see what they do with them.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Lucky said. Adam probably has seen the feedback about him taking softball questions, I guess, and actually has some tough ones to answer. That was actually nice to see. It was a much better questionnaire round, and I would like to see more of that going forward from them. As far as yeah, and I also agree with you. Oh god, I'm so tired. Sorry.
I know you feel.
You can do it. It's okay. It's okay.
You napped.
I don't get it, Jim. I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
By the
I know.
way,
Yes.
no. I just, guys, V and Lucky, you were not sleeping since the beginning.
I have not.
not slept.
But Skinata, you were sleeping. You were sleeping.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
You were
Yeah.
sleeping.
I was so demotivated because of the server problems.
I'm
at the
sleeping
start.
right
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, I
podcast,
know.
Anna. I'm telling you right now, though. I'm done. I'm taking a break.
But chat may confirm. V and Lucky, they look like we just from, I don't know, 2 weeks vacation. We are okay. We are totally fine.
I love you, chat. The check's in the mail. Thank you.
No, guys, I was actually before this campfire, I was saying in my chat that, guys, first of all, I was really, really afraid. I closed the chat of their stream. I didn't even want to look there because I was really, really afraid what the show that will be and what it will become. And also, I thought that they will not say anything. I sincerely thought that they will say just, well, yeah, nerfs, pretty much. And that we needed to nerf because we are bringing the hearts. We need to balance all of this together. But god damn it, how I was surprised that, first of all, acknowledging that, yeah, we're not gonna do this ever again. That was clearly not our best patch, and we're gonna, next time we're bringing something. If we're taking something, we're bringing something also to the players, or not taking it before we have the replacement. And fixing the barb and sorceress, fixing, and bringing so many questions and answering so many questions. And yeah, well, me liked. Absolutely. And I'm surprised. I thought that there will be not so many things. I'm also incredibly surprised that, guys, the patch was released, how many? 3 days ago, 4 days ago, immediately, 1 day later, we're doing the campfire. Yeah, we understand. The wave started, we're doing the campfire. Yeah, we're talking with the community. Immediately, we're talking with the community. Not like we're just closing our doors, we're sitting in our office and nah, we are talking with the community. 1 week later, we are talking with the community. And, well, I'm impressed. I'm really, really impressed. How are you? Dead people.
I love it. I mean, yeah, the hands-on approach, they aren't afraid of what the community is going to say, because I think from what I can tell, they want the community feedback. That way they can make the game that they've designed and they love into something that the community can love too. So that's the feeling I'm getting from them right now. And I hope it continues in that direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They are definitely not shy to say what they did clearly wrong on this point. Yeah, it's always great to hear that they're listening to us and changing their minds on different endgame types and activities, because I think they had a totally different plan how to make Diablo 4 than the community actually wants the game to be. And that's very nice that they're listening to us and changing their own stuff there, their own plans.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, because it did seem like they were trying to go with a certain direction, and we've kind of threw them a curveball with what we know what we like in ARPGs, and they've been trying to adjust. And we've found, obviously things that still are upsetting mechanics and whatnot that still need to be changed. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with their communication skills to the community. I don't think any game company or new game has ever communicated so much with this community, and then also taking in the feedback as well is probably just the best thing that I've seen from Blizzard in a long time. So
yeah.
Sexy, really, really sexy. I'm telling you. They are really rope on. Come on, when you remember, guys, before the launch of the season, when they announced the race to 100 hardcore, and wrote one comment on Twitter, started absolute fire. They reacted really, really quick. They reacted literally next day. they immediately published the letter, the notes that the people who were participating, the fire started because of the people who were participating in the preview build. I guess here a couple of people, they will be also participating in the race, and they have an advantage because they know already everything, so it's not fair. And Blizzard responded one day, after 1 day, they immediately responded, okay, we're excluding those people from the race. We understand that it's unfair. Okay. Again, we're listening the community. We're listening to you. But like anyone care, guys, I have, from my perspective, what I'm noticing a lot, people really like hating Blizzard. People really like hating Blizzard. No matter what they're doing, there will be always gigantic, I don't know what, with the really bad comments and really a lot of negativity.
Yeah, so at Maxroll, like, we decided proactively that we weren't going to participate in the race. Like, we weren't going to submit for the, sign before Blizzard had that feedback from the community, because we anticipated that was going to be the community's, like, reaction. So
I don't know that anyone that was part of that beta had any intention of actually being in that race. I think it was mostly just like the outcry of what people thought would be the case, but I don't know a single person that was in that beta, and I was one of the people in it that intended on racing hardcore, taking one of those spots, even prior to the response. So
yeah,
exactly. that was a really strange time. But but it just shows that they're listening, and where even if it's just a perceived conflict, they wanted to squash it, and I think they did a great job doing that.
Guys, I'll teach you. I have a plan. I have the ultimate plan. One day I will be playing hardcore. One day I will reach this level 100. And one day I will end up close to this goddammit statue. I have my pen. I can go there really late at night. I will write there whatever I want. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, you're actually achieving this level 100. That's actually kind of really cool. Yeah, I definitely know Maxroll also immediately published that. Yeah, we were not even there, guys. No, like we were not even planning that we will do it anyway, just because we spent years on preparing for this race, pretty much. Hardcore, softcore, doesn't matter. But we are not taking the places on the statue. We are not taking the places on the. We're not taking this reward, so to say. So
yeah, exactly.
Community is important. Guys, let's check really quick. Stay alive a little bit. Let's check really quick what is there, what is happening on the leaderboard. I'll tell you absolutely everything. We still have Mr. Liguan rank 1, level 93 Necromancer. Guys, how you believe? Level 100, when it's gonna be? This night, today, during the night? I'm really sad. No, for me, it's gonna be during the night. How many hours? How
nuts.
do you think?
I mean, for him to hunt 100, he's probably going to be done in like 8-9 hours. Well, it depends, I guess. Maybe less than that. But
Tomorrow early in the morning.
for us,
Depends.
I think I'm probably like 20 hours out personally.
I think it depends on when our team is ready to, consolidate again. That's going to play a big factor. I fully intend to keep on playing.
Not sleeping.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, eventually I will have to.
20
Like, I'm
hours.
gonna-
We're talking 20 hours about.
I don't know if I could go another 20 hours.
I will not
Without-
be going another 20
without
hours
sleeping.
without sleeping. I'll just tell you that right now. But we're going to get it done when we get it done. And And Anna, you'll be the first to know when we're coming around the corner. We'll make sure you're not asleep for it. All right.
I am sleeping. Don't
They're gonna
bother me
do-
with
do-
your level 100.
They're gonna bring up one hotfix tonight. They said something like this.
Tonight or tomorrow?
I
Tonight.
think this night. I forgot what they're gonna change in this hotfix. Did they said it especially what they're gonna do?
I think
It was
nightmare
rare.
dungeons are happening already now. In this hotfix, not even in
Yes.
2-3 weeks. By the way,
Yeah, so-
guys,
so-
Dungeon hotfix.
absolutely forgot to ask, but how is it gonna affect your leveling and how? Again, if
I think. Yeah.
because the dungeons will become
you can
less.
play. Yeah, you can play those 10 levels above your level, so you can gain the maximum amount of P all the time. If it should be much easier.
I
Anyone
don't know what
also
they're gonna change.
I think this this change where they wanna make the Nightmare Dungeon tiers easier, like 100 is the now 70.
Oh well, then I definitely
I think
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
But I'm not
No, I
100%
also
sure.
remember the
Yes.
dungeons. The dungeons will be down. And something else.
Oh, yeah,
Something
that's true.
else. God, no. Reducing the XP. Reducing the XP 15%. No one is getting anything. Like, the race is gonna last till, I don't know, 3 more days. Maybe.
About the XP, maybe some of you guys know the bonus XP we can get in the battle pass. Is this multiplicative or additive on the
additive.
additive? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, every little bit helps.
Yeah,
but
but it's just a tiny little bit. Yeah,
yeah, it's just a tiny
it's a
bit.
bit more.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's like the same thing as the using elixir, which I forgot to run one. There we go.
Yeah.
It all adds up, helps out. Wait, it's
That's
not showing
gonna be
on my
so
buff.
interesting. Releasing a patch in the middle of the race. That's affecting
Yeah.
Nightmare Dungeons. Well, congratulations, speedrunners. Was nice. We will see, guys. We will see how long will it take. Hopefully, 20 hours, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, our leaderboard. We have Mr. Liguan, Necromancer 93. We have Poppers, Sorceress, I'm so happy, 83 right now. We have Freaks, Zabel, also Sorceress, 83. And we have Rob, level 81 on the Rogue, number 5. We have The Truth, level 79. The Truth, for real, level 79?
Yep, for real, 79. 79 and a
Cool.
half.
Then we updated it perfectly. Guys, Rob was, unfortunately, Rob isn't playing also in the European server, and we, like, together with Baskinata, we couldn't play yesterday. I couldn't play for an hour. Baskinata was even unlucky for 2 hours. Rob was out, I think, for 40 minutes. That cost him a lot. I don't know, He was really, really good, but unfortunately those 40 minutes, they played a gigantic role, turns out. But we have rank 2 and rank 3 sorceress. Do you think that's how it's gonna be? The sorcerer is gonna be rank 2, for example. The first one, rank necromancer, obviously the best character. But the sorcerer is gonna be rank 2 and rank 3? With all the nerfs, with all the everything, with all the crying?
Sork is extremely strong at leveling. That is their, I think,
But after level...
that is what they're good at. I mean, even after level 50, they're good at leveling. They might not be good at pushing content as much as some other classes, but they're still very, very efficient at like clearing. And that's, always be killing. That is, how to level in Diablo. Every game, always be, killing something to get experience. They can move and efficiently clear stuff always. So you have that going for you.
Sorceress
great
rank 2.
Yeah, it's a great point. Like, Blizzard made these massive nerfs to a class, and that class is still coming in second level. No, I mean,
Second
the
and
player
third.
is also there. Like,
It requires a lot of skill
Yeah.
and game knowledge.
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
we learned that pretty quick when we tried to speedrun the Sork, Jim and I.
Speedrun any class. Yeah.
Yeah.
My chat is also asking, is there any barbarian on the leaderboard? Well, the first barbarian on the leaderboard is rank 7, Evolve Gaming. And yeah, it's barbarian, he's level 78, so he's kind of close. He is close. Oh, wait a second, guys. Sorry, he's playing hardcore. He is the only top 10. Mekalp. Sorry, guys. The sleeping Mekalp is currently rank 10 barbarian also. That he's in softcore. In top 10, we have only one hardcore player, and this is Evolve Gaming, and he's playing barbarian in a group. So Woody can chill. It's okay. It's still group. But the sorceress, first two sorceresses are level 2 and level 3. Everything else is necromancers, rogues, and druids. Not bad. Necromancer is the first one. Guys, do you have... I don't want to torture you too much. Are you okay?
I'm great. I'm having a blast.
I'm also great. I did sleep.
I got 3 hours. I'm feeling probably better than some.
That's okay. That's not bad.
I feel
Well-
great.
The ultimate question, guys. Are you... the character that you're playing right now, is this your favorite character?
Yes.
Yes.
He looks the coolest. Coolest outfits. That's why
Veskinata
Necro
is...
the best.
We are waiting,
No.
Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I'm
I
still waiting
think
for
we
Witch
can all
Doctor in
agree
D4.
that the rogue is the best character, so that's
I
kinda
mean, does
speaks
he
for
have the
itself.
coolest outfits though?
The new transmog for sorceress, guys, sorry, is beating absolutely everything that there is in this game. That's it. And the new emote for sorceress. And that's it. Yeah.
Haven't had time to look at that.
I didn't know you got a special emote.
There are special emotes. They are existing. Guys, I am also playing... I'm playing Druid. But I am waiting when Witch Doctor will be added in this game after Paladin. We're waiting when the Witch Doctor will be added. We will see. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. That was a blast. That was the ultimate pleasure. Ooh, thank you so much for taking you are still blasting, I know it, but anyway, taking kinda a little break. Hopefully we entertained you a little bit. And so yeah, if you wanna add something, if you wanna say something, then drop it here right now. I will turn it all off.
Hey, Anna, thanks for considering us, having us come on and talk with the community about our, I guess, thoughts about the game and the race. Thank you.
Yeah, also, thanks for that I could be here. Thank you very much. And nice meeting everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nice to
pleasure
meet
meeting you. And,
Um,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever talked to you, Desk.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you all, Anna. Love the energy. It's always a pleasure whenever I get to talk, whether it's in streams or whatever, or in events. Thank you again, and this was great. Oh, we should do this again.
Same. Likewise. I agree full-heartedly. This was very cool. Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. We're gonna continue this conversation. You're gonna continue your pushing. We are doing this the series of the podcast about the race, about the new changes in the Diablo. Oh my gosh, I see the cat. I forgot we're doing multiple podcasts, and I'm just incredibly happy. Thank you for joining me. We're still setting the things up. We have some technical difficulties today. It's almost okay. You look really beautiful. I will show you that. I will send you then the picture. So yeah, wow. I don't know. I still don't know. Yeah, we're a professional podcast, but I still don't know how to finish it properly. I don't know. I need a phrase. I need a catchphrase. And now you all go push it. No. And now you all go sleep it. Go stretch. Tak,
Go
so...
to hell. That's what you should say. Go back to hell. Go play.
Okay. Go back to hell.
That was. Well, I think you got it. I think
Well
you got your
done.
sign off.
Yeah.
Working on it. Working. Guys,
You're good at that.
mwah! Have a wonderful evening, day, night. Sleep, stretch, push. See you, wonderful people.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.